What is up, guys? Happy Christmas! Because I'm posting this, it's Wednesday, which is a day that is also Christmas. As my Christmas present to you, we have part 2 of reading my terrible, terrible hate comments. You see, here's the thing. We did part 1 over a year and a half ago, back in May of 2018, and I didn't think we'd ever actually reach 1,000 subscribers. But roughly a month ago, I made a video on Aldi's gaming PC, and not only did it get a lot of views, it's currently at over 50,000, it got a lot of angry comments. It also scored me about 800 subscribers, which means we're now over 1,000, and we're actually currently over 1,300. Which means I'm gonna have to set the goalposts way further for the next one, so if you want part 3, we're gonna have to hit 5,000 subscribers, which is fine, it's never gonna happen. If you're wondering why I'm sitting here, is because this space right here is gonna be for the video and the comment. So let's take a look at some of these, because they are hilarious. What I will say is, some of these have proper responses from me, and others have me being comedic. I will try my best to include the responses as well as the comment themselves, just depending on the comments. Some of them were genuinely hilariously bad, and we'll get to those ones. And when they were being genuinely constructive, I tried my best to give genuine responses, because people are genuine sometimes. It's weird, I know. Also, quick side note, with so many comments having happened on that video, on the Aldi Gaming PC video, it took me a solid 3 minutes just to scroll past them all. So there was a lot of scrolling involved in getting this far down. So let's take a look, and we'll do the Aldi PC video last, because that's probably the largest quantity of comments and the one with the most talking points. So I want to start with one of the oldest ones, because it is a unique situation. Snappy-Tech videos used to have an intro, they don't anymore because, let's be honest, the intro was terrible. However, this is on a video, or specifically this one, about how being hot makes you tired. It was a video that wasn't very good, I'll be honest. Many Snappy-Tech videos aren't. But there was this comment there that read, "Fucking A, turn up your mic or turn down your into volume." That was supposed to be intro. "I just got ear raped because your intro volume is 4 times the volume you are. So when I turn you up to hear you, fucking music is bloody loud." Okay, I get it. The intro was a bit loud in that video. There's probably a nice way for you to say that. Just putting that out there. But you're not wrong. That's part of the reason the intro music doesn't exist anymore. It was just a bit of a pain to sync with. You know what, it's probably 30 seconds worth of work with the right tools, but it's one of those things that is just another barrier when you're making a video, and you just want to be making the video as opposed to making sure the intro sounds right, so I got rid of them. Plus, it's the internet, it's not a TV show, I don't owe you an intro. Next up, taking a look at last year's video, the original reading hate comments video. There are a couple of comments I want to point out, because I said in the video to leave hate comments as a joke, and some people left them, but other people were just nice. So here are a couple of the nice ones. Firstly, we have Lover of Tech, or Benjamin Abawaji, as you may know if you've watched the Snappy-Tech podcast before, saying on to 1K subs, which we made it. Lover of Tech is a truly amazing guy. If you haven't watched his videos before, do check them out. They are truly great. He's just a really nice person, and we met up recently because Stubbers, who you may also be aware of, bought a microphone off of him, and I'm doing the handoff procedure. Next up, we have Ariana Curtis, who asks, "Ack, why are the dragons, on your shirt continuously changing? It's kinda spooky, G." Firstly, don't call me G. Secondly, I mentioned in the comments, which the comment specifically I left in reply to this seems to have disappeared. It was me doing some... It was just me doing some chroma keying for the sake of the fun, so that was good. Ariana replied with, "Oh cool, I thought it was the ghosts of the commenters you roasted so badly," which isn't true. I appreciate the compliment. The roasts weren't that good. I made a video on a smart mosquito killer 2 years ago now. I feel like I should pull up the date, but I won't because I'm too lazy to do that. And it ended up with a lot of backlash because I never actually showed the machine in use, which is kind of fair, but we're in England where there aren't really many mosquitoes anyway, so it was quite hard to show that off. But this comment in particular, again, not quite a hate comment, but I did find kind of hilarious. At one point I had to log into my Google account, I believe it was, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't remember my password," because all of my passwords are automatically generated by my password manager. And this person left a comment, "What tech reviewer doesn't remember their passwords, LMAO?" Ironically, I'd like to hope that no tech reviewer knows any of their passwords, because that's good cybersecurity. I also made a video on a reversible micro USB cable, which was braided and looked really nice. And at one point I pulled out kind of weirdly, just for the sake of B-roll. And someone left a comment, "Don't pull like that, RIP cables." The cable was fine. But I didn't use it for much longer, I can't remember why. I feel like the micro USB end broke. Well, it didn't break, but like, you know, when the retaining bits like just lose their strength, so it just falls right out. Like that cable didn't actually last that long. Plus all of my devices now, apart from my phone, which is here, you know this thing, the rest of my devices are all USB-C, which is reversible anyway, so I didn't need a reversible micro USB cable. If you watched the previous part of this video, you'll be aware that a lot of people weren't very happy with my inability to use a shaker in my Huel video, and that trend kept coming with Joseph Sinclair saying, "How do you not know how to mix it?" Like, I just, like, it was a, like, oh really? Sometimes I just don't have words. Videos take time and effort, and sometimes you're focused on something else. Like, it just happens. You do stupid shit on videos sometimes. There was one comment that really resonated with me though, and that was on my remove white bars from Snapchat video. That's an interesting way of describing that. That video is now redundant, you don't need it anymore, but at the time was relatively useful and was a trick I used repeatedly. But someone called Alex Blasi just left a comment, "I hate you," which just became this hilarious chain when I replied with, "Same bro," and they just replied with, "Now I love you." Because apparently that's all it takes, a good bit of self-hatred. In my original challenge to vitamin water in the smartphone listeners challenge, I mentioned that I'd be giving money to charity as well as plugging their merch effectively by drinking vitamin water. Camilo Diaz felt like they'd seen through my ruse by saying, playing the charity card, not to mention the "I'll be plugging your merch" card as well. Classic. Either that or I just really wanted 100 grand. Which, by the way, vitamin water, I've got another like 30-ish days to go, and if you want to give me that money, I will take it. In that same video, David Minsky commented, "I think you dented your stairs, bro," which, to be fair, I didn't in that video. But if you watched the video where I took that phone on a day out and we went to Southend-on-Sea and we played golf with it and like I put it in a sandcastle and everything, the take of me dropping that down the stairs took about 5 or 6 attempts. And on one of those, I did actually dent the stairs. Like, that's a thing that genuinely happened. The stairs currently have a dent. My parents still don't know about it though, so please don't tell them. Going back to that Huel video real quick, we had 2 more comments in quick succession. These came in like on the same day, I think, or pretty much. One person just said "no clue" and gave no further context, which is fair. And another person asked if I used a whisk ball in the shaker or a mesh. Which again isn't technically a hate comment, but was them asking a very genuine question, to which the answer was no, and I'm not really sorry. And the final comment I'll post from this video is someone who said, "Hearing him breathe through his nose, ugh," to which I'll respond with, that's some quality ASMR right there. Okay, I lied, one more, I promise. Someone commented with, "The way you filled up the shaker bottle made me cringe." That's okay, good for you. You should look into that. I didn't actually do anything that weird when filling it up. Next up, we have what was probably the biggest, I don't want to say conversation, though I guess it was technically a conversation, exchange with a hate commenter, which was 2 accounts, but the same person because they had the same name, just one had the number 2 after it. So that's a great way to name your second account, I guess. It was a person called James Bowles. They deleted their second account, so I don't have the original comments available to like photos to screenshot anymore, but luckily I'd taken screenshots at the time, so these will be slightly older screenshots. Okay, so here is the original chain. I can't remember which video it was from, and unfortunately I can't find it because the account no longer exists, but this person just started with a comment of "shut up," which is a pretty reasonable comment to start with, I guess. It would have been a new video at the time because I replied pretty much the next day, which means it was a video I'd have been at least half keeping an eye on. I replied to this by saying, "You're right, excuse me whilst I make a 15-minute video of me sitting in silence, at least I don't have to like my own comments." Now what I will say is, clearly I was feeling a bit sassy that day, whoops. Secondly, I did make that video. There is literally a video of me sitting in silence for 15 minutes on YouTube. So go watch that if you haven't yet, and watch it to the end because watch time. Also, it was truly hilarious. And here we get some context. It was on my net neutrality video, because he says, "You're an idiot, lol, go suck on Ajit," which, if you don't know, is Ajit Pie. This was therefore the video on net neutrality and why it sucks. Now, I understand if that video was confusing to some people, because it was designed to be. It was using this title style, which meant it was called this, which may seem confusing at first, and then just is. But it's fine, because you'd watch the video and I'd go through this thing of, oh my god, net neutrality's the worst. And then you go, oh, actually, it's really good. Like, it's supposed to take someone who is very much who is very much anti-net neutrality and guide them through the process of realising why it's so good. They then moved on to their main account, the one without the 2 on the end, because they wanted to focus on their YouTube career. That's actually what they said. I'll get to that comment in a minute. And said, net neutrality is stupid, like you. Which, net neutrality isn't stupid, therefore I aren't... God, that's not even English! Which, net neutrality isn't stupid, therefore I'm not either, I guess? That's technically a compliment, I think. At this point, I just started being pedantic. He commented with, "You suck," and I just replied with, "Important question, what am I sucking on in this context? Because as much as I enjoy a popsicle, I'm not sure that's what you're on about." Like, guess what? It didn't make them very happy. This person then clearly saw the video of me not saying anything for 15 minutes, because they left 2 comments on it. One saying, "Finally, LOL," and the second saying, "Make the rest of your videos consistent to this one, but increase the time with each video." Which, if I was a real memer, I would, but I'm not, so I didn't. They then saw that comment with their original account, because they'd been switching back and forth at this point, and said, "God will suspend you." No, he won't. YouTube decides who gets suspended, that's the point. Also, I deleted my account on purpose. I only want to focus on the work of one account. If you want to make use of your time, then why do you do this to yourself? Lol, very sensitive. Which I could have replied to amicably, or I could have just replied with, "To be fair, liking all of your comments from a second account is a lot of work when you can pay a Russian bot $1 per 100 likes. They then left a comment on another video. At this point, they were just digging through my videos and said, "Please shut up, thanks." To which I replied, this was such a petty comment. I've just reread it and I'm like, oh god damn it, George, why did you do that? I replied with, "Fun fact, if you don't want to hear me talk, you can always navigate through your computer and just delete the folder called System32. It will actually stop me from saying anything through your computer permanently. Alternatively, you can just mute the videos and watch them like that, because you seem to be watching loads of these videos and I'd hate to take that away from you." Why am I so petty sometimes? Why? Because it's so much fun. And then this person just went off the rails completely by commenting, "Vote for Donald J. Trump, that's what will help the US." What? This one probably had my favourite comment of the lot. I'm not even going to say it out loud, you can just read it there. Because it's not even... oh god damn it. And then I got a death threat, which I would have taken seriously if it wasn't from a person who voted for Trump and lives in America, saying, "You probably voted for Obama, you sick fuck. Go die." What? That is not an appropriate way to... what? At this point, I was pretty content with just ignoring this guy, but then he started replying to other comments saying stuff like this, so I just decided to block him. It was that simple. Oh, they also claimed they paid for my fraudulent subscribers, which... why would I pay for like 600 subscribers? Surely I'd pay for like a decent amount. Coming up to date, a couple of months ago, I got to get hands-on time with the Galaxy Fold, which was incredible. It's not a piece of hardware I would recommend anyone to buy, unless you have so much money that £2,000 is just inconsequential and it's burning a hole in your pocket. But oh my god, it's so much fun. The deal was, just in case you're not aware, that I was allowed to use the phone, but I also therefore have to add an extra day to my smartphone listeners, which means I'll be allowed a smartphone as of February 2nd instead of February 1st, but that's whatever. It did, however, get comments such as, "Funny and great hands-on, haha," and "Great hands-on video," and "Made me smile," and also decent review. Wait a minute, these are all positive. What are they doing here? Get out. Go away. No one wants to see you. And with that, we get to the main event of this year. It is the Aldi gaming PC video, which originally started with some great reception and some great conversation, but as it blew up, attracted a lot of not very happy commenters. Some were nicer than others, some were just confused as to how I didn't know who FSP and Fison were, and the fact I couldn't recognise Zotac at like a glance. For reference, I haven't built a PC from scratch in like 2 years. I don't really look at parts outside of like OEMs and manufacturers, so Nvidia and AMD. Like I don't look at Zotac cards or ROG Strix cards. I just look at the cards as made by Nvidia. And also FSP and Fison exist, well FSP specifically exists almost exclusively within the server space. And judging by this Google Trends graph, peaked in like 2004. So you know, that's a thing. I was like 7 years old at the time, and I can tell you now I wasn't aware of the server space at that time. There were some cringier comments, like this person just said he does a review on a PC but has never heard of FSP, give me strength. Again, they peaked in 2004, so whatever. But here are some of my personal favourites on just like cringe level. What was by far like my favourite cringy comment, purely because I can't help but feel like this person meant it genuinely and wasn't like saying it for the sake of being cringy, was this person who left the comment, if my computer asked me who FSP was, I'd Thanos snap them, which was truly an incredible comment. Just thank you. Like, that, nothing has made me laugh as much as that comment. Also, people couldn't decide whether the PC was overpriced or underpriced. Like, there were some comments that were saying that the PC was relatively cheap for what was in it, and there were people like this who were clearly American because they say dollars, and also because their prices don't include sales tax, who said, you sound like a pompous prick to be TBH. The latest i5, RTX 2060, 16 GB of RAM, and a whole lot of everything else for around $1,500. That's a fucking bargain. If bought separately, I'm sure it would be a whole lot more. Fix your attitude. Which, for the record, I did look at separately, and you could get better for cheaper. So, you know, that's a thing. It's this kind of, like, comment without any, like, evidence, just, like, gut feeling. Like, they clearly didn't research it because they didn't say it is cheaper. They said, I'm sure it's cheaper. Like, I don't know, have you checked? Because it might be. I haven't checked because it might be. So, like, I think it is, but you should check because I won't. What I will say is, I didn't notice that it was built upside down, which is quite a common thing for pre-builts, in the sense that the motherboard was flipped, and therefore the graphics card was on top and not the bottom. Which was just, again, one of those things like quite similar to the Huel video, where when you're like in the thing of like making this video and having to have something to say, like you just miss really obvious stuff. And that was just one of the things I missed, and that was pointed out by quite a few people as well. And what I will say is there was one comment that left me genuinely offended. This one comment was so bad, so atrocious, that I read it and then I was just triggered for the rest of the day. It was, something tells me this guy is desperately trying to be Jay's 2 cents. Like, could you have at least picked a decent YouTuber? Like, come on. Jay's 2 cents? Really? Jay, if you're watching this for whatever reason, like, I respect you, but this was directly after the whole AMD debacle where you were like, ooh, pre-production motherboards, ooh. So that was not the right time to be making that comment. However, someone did reply with more like Linus, which I get, because, you know, I drop stuff. That's all it takes, right, to be Linus Tech Tips, you just need to drop things. And to be fair, there was one person, well, there were multiple people, this was my favourite person sticking up for me. Mick B gets a shout out here for saying FSP and Fison aren't considered very popular brands in the UK, which again, if you look at those Google Trends, they haven't been considered very popular brands anywhere for the last 13 years. And that might be why I hadn't heard of them, which, yeah, basically. In terms of my favourite insult, or attempted insult that wasn't actually an insult, there's this one from Conrad Lee, who said, I think I can be a tech YouTuber after watching this, LMAO. Which, I mean, it's, just do it. Like, what? How's that? What? Being a tech YouTuber or a YouTuber in general isn't about having the latest and greatest in equipment, whether it be film equipment or equipment you're talking about and reviewing, but it's about having a passion for what you're doing, and it's being willing to sort of graft in making these videos. Snappy-Tech has over 400 videos at this point, and this is only one of my multiple YouTube channels. The other ones shouldn't be watched unless it's Snappy Talk, which you might want to check out. It's something you should very much consider if you enjoy filming and are able to take comments that aren't very nice. Before this video ends, I just want to say thank you to everyone who left a genuinely nice comment over the last couple of years. Here are some of my favourites. Most of these, again, will be from that Aldi PC video because that's the one that drew in the most comments over the last year and a half. Thank you to Inky Gorilla for saying, "Good job, man. I see a lot of people calling you out for not doing brands. Big deal. Until you come across them, how do you know? Keep it up. Good on you for taking the risk and spending that much cash at Aldi." Yeah, that was a pretty silly risk, I'm not gonna lie. Blank Title said, "Great review, nice camera, great quality. Keep on improving, be yourself, your channel will grow." Again, thank you very much. Graham Sampson said, "Hey man, I just wanted to say you made a great video. I didn't expect you to have less than 100k subscribers based on your production value. Keep up the good work, man." And again, thank you very much. It is hard to look through hate comments without taking them personally. And as someone who's been making YouTube videos for like 9 years now, I like to think I've become used to them and am okay with taking genuine criticism when it's genuine and laughing off hate comments when they're threatening to Thanos snap me, I guess. If you have genuine criticism, I will do my best to take it in my stride and learn from it. If you tell me you're going to Thanos snap me, I won't. So I just want to say a big thank you to anyone who watched even a second of any video over the last year. It has been an incredible journey, and Snappy-Tech production only really kicked up in the last 2 months of 2019. It's a momentum I'm hoping to carry into 2020. I have been planning videos and have been enjoying filming them again and editing them and everything that goes around it. It's definitely helped by the fact that my subscribers have effectively tripled after one video, but I've never made it for other people. I've always made videos for myself. I've made the videos that I would like to watch, whether it be about technology or just random stuff. So if you do enjoy these videos, I would greatly appreciate a subscription, but I completely understand if you don't, because sometimes you just like a video. But you know what I like? The planet. This isn't an ad. I'm not being sponsored to say this. These were my Christmas presents, these And We Go Green t-shirts, but I've been switching out through this video. They are made by Formula E and they come in this carbon neutral packaging. Here's why I got these. To celebrate reaching 20 million subscribers, Mr. Beast said he wanted to plant 20 million trees by raising $20 million and giving that to the Arbor Day Foundation. Around this time, Formula E released their line of And We Go Green merchandise, which is what this is. There are 3 different designs representing 3 different situations. I'm now gonna read from these cards. This one specifically is Waves of Waste and Rubbish, which is my personal favourite. I like the look of this one most. I'm probably biased because I like the colour blue. The description for this one is, plastic pollution is covering the ocean and strong currents are collecting waves of waste in locations spanning a larger surface area than some continents, with fish feeding on small poisonous particles. We then have this one, bleaching beneath the blue. Climate change, controversial mining and fishing methods are causing devastation to coral reefs, with almost a quarter of existing underwater ecosystems being bleached and becoming uninhabitable. And finally, the one I think has like the funkiest design, and if I didn't have this blue bias I'd probably like, ravaging rainforests. Deforestation is destroying entire ecosystems and homes for thousands of rare and endangered species, as well as cutting down trees which capture carbon dioxide and control the balance of the air we breathe. And we go green are the famous words at the start of every Formula E race. If you haven't seen Formula E, I highly suggest it. It is like Formula 1 in the sense that it's motor racing, but it's completely electric and in city centres, and it is way more exciting. I am a huge Formula 1 fan, but over the last 6 seasons, I've become an even bigger Formula E fan. Formula E is incredible, and in June/July of 2020, it's coming to London, and I will be going. I cannot wait. It's going to be incredible, and as part of that, there are a couple of videos I want to make about Formula E. By wearing this shirt, I'm showing my support towards Formula E's mission to move towards a cleaner future faster. We can all play our part and go green to protect our planet, because at the end of the day, we only get one planet Earth. So, you know. These t-shirts are the only Christmas presents I asked for because A, they look really cool, and B, they're for a very, very good cause. If you like what they look like, head to the link in the description or go to fiaformulae.com to take a look at buying your own. They're £25 each, which for a t-shirt that is carbon neutral is reasonable. In fact, it's decent for a normal t-shirt. And they look kind of cool and they're a conversation starter. It's really a win-win-win. As I mentioned, even the plastic bags aren't really plastic. They're made of sugarcane and they're carbon neutral poly bags, which means that you don't even have to worry about these. Obviously, dispose of them appropriately, but you're not ruining the planet. But you are having some fun. Next time I see you, it will be 2020, and I will be 30-ish days away from being allowed a smartphone again. So I will see you then. Have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in 2020, which, how the hell is it 2020 already?